that was like, I feel like you're a little baby. Like you really had like, and I honestly didn't know that. Like I didn't know that you were kind of the creative director behind all of it. How was that like for you walking away from that project?
It was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Just because like...
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Quince World Podcast. Hi. We have the infamous Frida.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Just quickly, before we start, if you guys are enjoying these podcasts so far, make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel because we have really cool guests.
So excited to be here.
I know. My producers always ask, like, who do you want? You can ask them. I was like, Frida.
I love you.
Your guys' like duo is so cute. Your guys is like time in Paris also. I'm like your biggest fan. Like I am like a secret like big fan. Like I love you. I'm obsessed with you. But thank you for coming on. I haven't seen you in like forever. I think the last time I saw you was at Eileen's house.
Yeah, such a long time ago. I think like during quarantine.
Yes. We like hung out for a while. We got to like catch up. But what, 2 years later now?
Yeah.
And here you are. Okay, so right now you're currently working on your brand Chameleon. Can I hear a little bit about that? What does it consist of?
Yeah, of course. So I remember I started it back in 2020, before COVID happened for sure. Okay. But I kept continuing it throughout quarantine, but I definitely had like a low point for sure where I was just like, I don't know if I should continue this, or I don't know if I should just like take a break from it for a while and see what happens. But I really feel like I should just like revamp it because it was another source for me to kind of just like be creative for sure. Okay. But I'm not too sure what we will be coming out with yet. But I'm very like, I've just been wanting to do like a fashion show recently. So I'm like, I want to do like Chameleon again and like just revamp it and bring it out again. But debut it again in a fashion show. Rebrand for sure. Like in the past, was it like dresses? Was it what kind of? In the past, it was accessories like handbags, scarves.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cute. And then, do you want to like go more into like the clothing aspect?
I think clothing. Okay. I want to stick with accessories because I remember when we did a shoot in Palm Springs with some of the girls for sure. And we woke up at like 5 a.m. and I got to like creative direct like the shoot. And they were all wearing my clothes, which was super fun. Like we did like a little
life too. I'm sure it was super exciting. What made you want to audition and how did you figure out what MDQ was?
Yeah, of course. So back in like sophomore year, I remember I started doing like the school news and like I really got out of my shell during that. I was like a shy little sophomore and I was like I kind of want to do this, but I'm kind of afraid. But then my teacher was like, yeah, you should just like host the news one day and like see how it goes. And then from then on, like I really loved being in front of the camera and like doing all that. And around that same time too, I started modeling with like a Quince company when I was like around 13 years old.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of already knew how it was like being in front of the camera and then just like meeting people and stuff like that. So from then on, I met Jackie from MDQ. She was like, but the girl, I remember like the MDQ girl.
Oh, okay. Not the producer.
Yeah,
okay.
And she was like, yeah, I'm doing like the show. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, what is it? And then like she showed me what she was doing. And I was like, I would love to audition for that. So from then on, I remember I made like an audition video with my younger sister. And she was like getting a bunch of different angles. Okay. She was like, Isa, like, you really got this like in the bag, like just be you and like have fun with it. And I was just like editing like the whole video and like I was like, hi guys. Like,
so what did your because it says that your audition video was the most elaborate. Was it just because like everybody was like kind of getting your angles, or like what was your audition video like?
And I like I love like film and just like editing in general. Like I did a class for that in high school, so it was just like super fun for me to like make the audition video and like put a bunch of like little like slates and just like editing it. So funny. Cute. But it's actually the cutest like little video I've done. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so funny.
So then how long like was your response time for the show?
So I was actually kind of crazy with it. I sent it in probably like at least twice a day because I was so like, I swear I was so adamant with it. I was like I have to, like, this is like one of my like dreams. Like I really want to do something like this. Yeah. And I was like sending it in like a bunch. And then like they finally responded. They were like, oh, we would like love to film your Quince, but like where I live was like really far. So they were like, oh yeah, like we'll let you know for sure. And then I was like, oh my gosh, please, like crossing my fingers. And then like one day after school, like they said that like they would really like to, and then I was like, Mom, like they said yes.
So your parents were always like very supportive from the beginning?
Oh yeah, 100% for sure.
Okay.
They've always been super supportive with that too.
Well, your show was like, so it did really, really well, like a total like over 4 million views total, which is, I repeat myself all the time, but it's like that's a big number. Like
that's a lot. That's insane.
And
to
you're
me.
so young, and like they're just watching you kind of grow up, and I don't know, it's so interesting to see that. But would you change anything from your quince? Like
probably I think I would change like the way that we did the practices, like for the dances.
Okay.
Like I remember like none of the court would like show up for like the practices. They'd be like, oh yeah, like I'll be there. And then like the day of, they'll be like, oh yeah, like I have this, or like I have a basketball game or something. So like it would be like me and this other guy, like Wesley, just practicing there. And it was just like, I wish we planned that out better.
Yeah. How did the kids like pick up on what they needed to do then?
Honestly, I'm gonna be a little honest. I don't know how to dance that well, and literally the day of my quince, I did not know what I was doing for sure.
Oh really?
For
and the rest of your court still had like, did they have an idea on what they were doing if they never made it to practice?
Not really, because we kind of made like 3 different dances, and like they were all so different. So they were like, oh yeah, we're just gonna wing it. Like I know one of my cousins like figured out the dance the day of.
No way.
It was crazy.
Wow, that must have been so stressful for you and your family, because like everyone's just looking at each other like, what are we gonna do?
Exactly.
And it's so like nerve-wracking, like just being out there with your whole family watching you, like, but good thing you had it under control.
I know.
But your favorite moment or mememory from the show?
So my favorite memory from the show, definitely the filming aspect, just seeing the behind the scenes, was like something that I've always wanted to see too, and just seeing how the show's made was really fun for me. And then also the 15 candles was really fun, just like getting to be able to thank like family members that have like been there throughout my life, and just doing like little speeches was super fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
That's awesome. Is that like something that's traditional, or was that just unique to you? Or
so it was like something that I wanted to like incorporate like as a part of like my Jewish religion, just to be able to like highlight that, and just like something like customized to add to the quince for sure.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God, and that's so special to them as well, because I know during your quince you're kind of like running a million miles per minute. You don't have time to sit there and thank everybody that like, you know, made it so special for you. So after My Dream Quinceañera, you guys got the opportunity to do model material.
Yes.
What was your reaction when you heard that you were going to get a show?
I was super ecstatic, like just even getting the opportunity to continue something that I really love doing was amazing, and to do it alongside the rest of the girls as well was such an amazing opportunity. And also it was like combining both of the 2 things that I love, like modeling and then film was super cool, and just creating like the show plot around that was super cool.
I know a lot of your moments on camera was like Javier being super like aggressive, not aggressive, just like hard on you. Like, was that real? Like, or was he like that with you like all of the time?
I feel like 50-50 was real. He's always been kind of like that with me, just because I've always been the new girl, or like in some way like an outcast, I suppose, just because like I didn't take the time to do all like the classes to learn more about modeling like the rest of the girls. So it was a bit real, but like honestly it made me stronger, like thicker doing skin. That thicker skin for sure, and just like wanting to do continue to do modeling, even though it was a little hard.
I mean, it's like the real world, like not everybody's gonna be sugarcoating things for you. And
exactly.
Like, with your relationship with the girls during model material, like how was that? Did you guys like fight, or like was there like any
during
drama
model material? We had like an amazing friendship, and we were very close as well too. Like we would hang out outside of filming too. We had a amazing friendship like together as well, which was really cool. And even like I remember when we did one of the dinners before then, we were just like super excited, just like talking and hanging out. But we've always had like such a great friendship within each other, which was really cool too, especially during that time of filming.
Yeah. And I think what helped a lot was like the fact that you guys spent so much time even before being on camera with modeling and stuff, because I'm sure that those are like long hours, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. And it's so impressive, like, because Annika also told me like that you guys have like a really like beautiful friendship. And not to air out my girls, but like that was not the same for us. Like we were fighting, but it's also because our relationship was built off of like cameras and fake conversations and like fake fights. So like we never really knew what was real and fake. But I mean, that's great that you guys like are able to be like living, what is it? Peacefully together and like on camera.
Exactly. I feel like for us it was easier to kind of just like talk about like differentiating what was real and what was fake outside of filming. I feel like we talked about it before as well too. Like, for example, like me and Sam, the whole like Gustavo thing, we definitely like talked before, and we were like, yeah, like this is just for show. Like I don't want it to be like any miscommunication, like that I like him or that, you know, like I have feelings for him. But sometimes on camera I was like, wait, Sam, you're like a little too good right now. Like I feel like it's a little personal.
You're like, wait, do you have something to say? Did you like him or no?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay, but that was like, she actually liked him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you're like, girl.
Yeah, I was kind of just like put in the fire right there. I was like, okay.
Did you get hate for that at all?
Honestly, I'm pretty sure I did, but like I don't really pay attention to it. I'm just like, okay, like it happens.
Wow, good for you. And then you guys also had, what was it, Model Mansion, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to hear your perspective on things, because I got like kind of a story, and I don't know, I was actually very, very excited to see what you guys came up with, because I remember you guys posting your Instagram stories and like being super excited and active of your planning and everything. So what was your take on what happened with Model Mansion, if you don't mind me asking?
This is going to be a lot.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Let me take a little sip before we start.
Yeah, of course. Let's get a little. So, basically, we started this back in November of 2020. And at first, it started off as an idea for just like a content day filming, like going on a trip to like Palm Springs or Vegas. But then I started to think more about it, and I was like, let me just branch it out into something more and like something bigger. And I remember during that time, content houses were like huge for sure. So I was thinking, I was like, how could we make this something that is going to be more than just a show?
Just like elevate it.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like brainstorming names, and then I finally like landed on like Model Mansion. And I started to create like the TikTok and the Instagram for it, and just like building that platform. And I remember I was just brainstorming like a bunch of like names for it, and then also like the episode ideas for like a show. And I just wanted to continue kind of like that legacy with the girls, because I remember like it was just kind of a pause on model material.
Well, I feel like the modeling world is so big that a lot of girls would be interested to see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, definitely. And just like seeing the way that the audience loved our dynamic within Model Mansion, I just wanted to like continue that. So I remember we had like at least 15 meetings before we actually started like filming or like coming up with the trip idea for the show. But I proposed, we had like a meeting, and I proposed to the girls like the idea of like doing a content house and like calling it Model Mansion. And they were like, of course, like this sounds like such a cool idea, and just like being able to like continue what we have together would be really cool. So we decided to like really, at first we were going to film it like ourselves. I don't know how we were going to do it, but I was like, I remember one day like at Christina's house, we all like stayed over like, and we stayed up till like 4 a.m. just like talking about who would film this, who would be like the camera op, who would be like the director and like stuff like that. But yeah, we wanted to film it ourselves at first, but then we just thought like it wouldn't make sense if we did it that way. So we decided to like start finding someone that could like film it for us. And from then on, we had like a bunch of meetings after that, just talking about like, okay, like let's film this in Miami, and we had like a production team that was going to film it for us.
And sorry, what was that time frame between from November to?
Oh my gosh, let me think. I think it was like November to June.
2021.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so that's still like a really long time.
Yeah, long time. So from like that span of time, we really just like were meeting after meeting, like content day after content day, just like putting the content out on Instagram and TikTok before even like releasing that we were going to do a show, because we wanted to build that platform before we you know, started filming. But then we got like the all okay from like the production team to be able to like film. So we literally booked our like flight to like Miami, and we were like, okay, like we're gonna do this. And I stayed up like all night just making the episode ideas and like what I really wanted our story to be about.
You're like the main like creative director throughout it all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Wow.
I know it was a lot of work, but it's something that I've always loved to do. Like it's kind of just like where I get to let like my creative like juices flow for sure. Yeah.
And it's fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Even like the content days that we would have together, we would like meet up at like malls or like little markets and like just film TikToks and like take photos and stuff. But from then on, I remember we started coming up with ideas for the episodes and like proposing it to our production team, and they were really like on board with everything. And we so like we got there in Miami and stuff, and we were like settling in, and but it was kind of weird because what I initially thought was going to happen within like the episodes and how we were going to tell our story wasn't coming through in the way that it was being filmed, because we were filming like weird things out of nowhere. Like I'm going to try to describe it in the best way as possible, but like I remember when we got there, we were like playing a game and we were like filming that, and it was kind of just like a hangman game, like something random. It didn't like make sense.
The storyline at all.
Yeah. Okay. And I remember during like the last couple days, we didn't film like any personal interviews. Like, you know that whenever you're filming for like a show, you have to talk about like the scenes and like what happened, and then when you're talking one-on-one with the director, you have to be like telling your personal story about like what happened and stuff. We never did any of that. We just were like, oh, like, hi, like my name's Frida Aguayo and I'm from like Model Mansion, but that's pretty much it. And we never really filmed like our story. So I was like, when are we gonna do this? Then we ended up coming back home, and it was kind of just like it was like MIA, like we didn't hear anything from like the production team, and it was just kind of like lost in translation. And then I remember our director at the time was like, unfortunately, like we can't give you the footage unless you give us like $8,000. And it was like insane. Like he would not give us the footage even though like it was for us. Yeah.
Wow. That was like, I feel like you're a little baby. Like you really had like, and I honestly didn't know that. Like I didn't know that you were kind of the creative director behind all of it. How was that like for you walking away from that project?
It was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Just because like you're taking all the creative reins of it and you're really putting your all into it, like physically, like emotionally, financially, and just taking it all in, especially being in like with the group of girls, just putting in like that extra work. It was very hard to like let go, because there was many times where I was like, has to be a way to save this. There has to be a way to at least get something out of it to show the audience like what we've created, and kind of just to, like prove to myself like, okay, like it's out there, like you finally were able to do it and create this show. But it took a lot for me to kind of just like let go,
drop it.
Drop it.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, kudos to you. I don't know if I would have been able to do that or even have like the motivation to do it again. But I mean, that's great that you're like willing to learn from it. And maybe the audience didn't get something from it, but I feel like you learned a lot, and you did gain something from it, like personally, and you learned a lot about what to do and what not to do. And it gives you more experience than I have, you know, like you went really through that and kind of had to figure it out for yourself, which congratulations. I'm sorry that happened though. That's like really, really, really shitty.
I know. Just like navigating how to create something else afterwards, just after that big like little bump in the road, and just going back into creating again has been a little hard, but definitely doable. And I'm excited to create stuff in the future for sure.
Would you ever want to do that again? And like, how can you, because you really ultimately had to walk away from that whole project of like, what, 6 months of work straight, you know?
Definitely. I think just even working on another show creatively or just like being a part of it in any way would be such an amazing thing for me personally, because that's like what I would love to do. Yeah. Even like with you guys too, in any way possible. I think it would be super cool to even create, and then just seeing like what we would all bring to the table for sure. Yeah. Would be super cool.
And I think that we all have like very like different personalities. Like,
yeah.
Like
but in the best way.
In the best way. Like that would make it very entertaining. And a lot of people haven't seen like you and I on camera together, or seen Eileen and like they've seen Eileen and I on camera, but like in a structured like form like that might be like really interesting of having like those girls there,
or just even like seeing each other take like that creative direction in the way that it was kind of like with Model Mansion, within like just creating like the ideas for the episodes, or like filming each other, like the storyboards and all that.
Well, that like seems like really interesting, because I feel like we all have our own brands, and I know like Eileen's coming out with her clothing line and her lashes, and my podcast, and your like chameleon clothing line. That's like gonna be, I mean, if you want to do that fashion show, that could be like such a area for us to like get those creative juices going, and like I don't know,
compromise and like be cohesive with each other.
What were you thinking? Like kind of like also a content house, or
probably just like a content house, or like a content trip, something that's just like a week, really, or like cool. Like a week worth of content where we can shoot like different things of our own brands. Like for example, filming the podcast, or like shooting like a photo shoot for Eileen's brand, and then doing like a little mini fashion show for Chameleon. Something that's like goes within our niche and what we like to do and makes sense.
And then we just like remains true to the brand that we're each creating for ourselves. That's interesting to think about, like, because I'm sure, I mean, all of our followers still are so interested on what we're doing, even in our everyday lives, our personal lives, and having that moment to show them, like, well, on Saturday nights, I'm going out and I'm getting ready. And, like, that could be also fun to show them, and being like, it's raw. We're young. We're 20. Like, of course, we're going to go out and we're going to go hang out with our friends, and like, you know, so it's like getting that side of things too, like, would be really, really cool.
That's perfect. Like mini little like makeup tutorials,
or like while get ready with
in the morning.
me.
Or like a day in like LA or something. Something that's not like super, I don't know, like in the niche. Like it can be like universal. Like you can make it, you can put it on your channel. Eileen can put it on hers too, and I can put it on mine. Like something that's for all of us.
Do you think that this, I mean, I would hope, but do you agree that this would be like an opportunity for us to collaborate versus compete? Like, because I mentioned before that our girls, Life After Quince girls, sometimes saw it more of like as a competition, but you were able to create the foundation of like supporting each other. Like, how would that work?
So I think definitely I agree with you, more collaborating than being competitive, because if you really think about it, we are going through similar experiences in the sense that we are creating our own brands and growing them in very similar ways. So of course, supporting each other with different things, like in regards of like, oh, for example, I'm kind of not better, but like more skilled. No, not better. Like more skilled in like content creating, or like finding the idea, because it comes to me very quickly for content creating. And then you're better at like filming or public speaking and talking and being very comfortable with somebody on camera. Then that's where we get to collab and like give each other pointers and really like support
learn from each other.
Learn from each other and give each other that advice. I think that's big, and especially since we're just creating things together and really growing our brands.
And there's like room like for all of us to succeed ultimately. Like, and I think it's like, as long as we're supporting each other and like being genuine about it as well, I think like would be very, very like important. Okay, guys. Okay, if you guys would like to see a content house between me, Frida, Eileen, you guys can also comment down what other girls you want to see in it. That would be really, really cool. Let us know down below whether or not you guys want this to happen. Yes, Frida, thank you so much for coming on.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Stop it. Thank you. It was so nice getting to see you again. You're all grown and so pretty.
Oh my gosh,
but
I love you.
You guys, thank you for watching. Seriously. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys want to see. Okay, guys, love you. Goodbye.